Hi everyone, welcome back to Leadership and Success Coaching. One of the questions that I get asked almost all the time is a question about goals. How do you set goals? Chee Wai, why do some people achieve their goals and some people don't achieve their goals? What do I need to do to make sure that I hit my goals this year? You know, the funny thing about goals is it's a word that we hear people talk about all the time. But ironically, I think it's something that a lot of people don't have enough understanding about. And that's what I want to talk about today. Thank you all for supporting this channel. This was a channel that I started for me to share my 18 years of experience in sales, training and building sales teams, different businesses, to help you become a better person, become a better leader. If you've not subscribed to this channel yet and you like what you're watching, feel free to subscribe to it now so you will not miss out on any of the future videos that I will be releasing. It will also help this channel grow. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the topic. And the title of my topic for today is called The Truth Behind Setting Goals. So I was introduced to the concept of goals and goal setting at the age of 24, you know, when in the year 2002 when I started in sales for the first time. And I was told to set goals. What are your short-term goals? What are your mid-term goals? What are your long-term goals? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? What is your dream? And I did that. I set my goals and I wrote down, okay, this is what I want to achieve in the next month, in the next 3 months, in the next year, in the next 5, 10 years. And you know, over the last 18 years, I have achieved a lot of my goals. Not all my goals, you know, I didn't achieve everything, but I did achieve a lot of my goals. But there are lessons that I've learned along the way. So people ask me, hey Chee Wai, what are the lessons you've learned over the years? What is it that makes you different? Why were you able to achieve so many of the things that you said you wanted to achieve? And yet, why do some people not achieve the things that they said they want to achieve, or they really wanted to do something but they couldn't do it? I've coached and trained people who are managing teams, and they tell me that they've got members on their team that don't seem to be able to achieve their goals, don't seem to be able to get things done. What's going on? What's up with that? So that leads into the topic for today, which is the truth behind goal setting. You see, setting goals is not just about, hey, what do you want? What do you want to achieve? What is your plan? It's not just that. There's a very important component, or rather I call it the second part to what do you want. So the question, okay, what do you want? Fair enough. That's a valid question. That is very important. What is it that you want to achieve? But the second part to that question, which is even more important, is what are you prepared to give? What are you prepared to pay for what you want? Let me give you some very simple daily examples. Let's say you are into technology and you like the latest phones. You want to buy the latest iPhone Pro. That's $1,000. So you can't look at it and say, oh, I don't want to pay $1,000 for a phone. Well, if you don't want to pay $1,000, you can't get the latest iPhone Pro. Simple as that. Let's say you want the six packs, right? You want to look good at the beach. Sure. What does that mean? It means that you would have to exercise probably at least 5 times a week. It means that you would have a regimentally strict diet, not for a month or 2 months or 3 months, potentially a few years before you reach that level. Let's say you want to be a high performance athlete. Well, what does that mean? It means a very aggressive training schedule. It means also a very routine and rigid lifestyle, a lot of things that you can do, cannot do, places you can go, cannot go. And if you're a leader in your business and you want to be a great leader, it means that you would have to make changes to your character, personality. You would have to invest a lot of time in yourself and your people. You will have to be constantly learning and improving yourself. And I think very often, very commonly, you would probably have to sacrifice a lot of time, maybe on the weekends, potentially public holidays, times when people are resting, but you as the leader, you would have to be working. So these are some very simple daily examples, and you can see very clearly that setting goals and achieving goals actually make up of 2 parts. You know, and the first part is this is what you want, and the second part is this is the price you have to pay to get what you want. So it becomes very straightforward. You don't want to pay $1,000 for a phone, you don't get the latest iPhone Pro. You don't want to go and exercise 5 days a week, you don't want to control your diet, you don't get the 6-packs. You don't like reading, you don't become a great leader. You don't want to sacrifice the weekends. You can't build a big and successful business. That's just the way it is. So very often what you see is that there is a mismatch. There is a mismatch of what people want and what people are willing to pay to get those things. What's funny is I think a lot of people don't seem to realize that this is what they want and there is a price to pay for it, and I think they themselves don't seem to realize that, you know what, maybe I'm not prepared to pay that kind of price to get what I want. And therefore what you often find is that a lot of people out there who say they want to do something, say they want to achieve something, say they want something, but never seem to be able to get there, and they wonder why. Because, well, there's a price to pay for it, and if you're not willing to pay the price, you will never get it. So let's come back to the original question, the truth behind goal setting, and the question which is, hey Chee Wai, how do we make sure that we will set a goal and we can achieve our goals? How do we make sure that we get what we want? And hopefully from this video you realize that there are actually two parts to goal setting, and the first part obviously is very important, is for you to actually sit down, have a think about what you really want in life in the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Absolutely very important. Write it all down. But the second part of this equation, which is you gotta look at everything that you said you want, and then you gotta ask yourself the question, okay, what is the price I need to pay? What does it cost to get those things? And then you have to be absolutely honest with yourself to say, okay, well, what am I willing to do? What price am I willing to pay? What are the actions I'm willing to take for me to achieve those goals? For the last 18 years, that's a simple philosophy I followed. There are goals that I set, there are things that I wanted, and there are actions that were required to achieve those things. So I was very honest with myself, and I looked at what I had to do, and I was willing to do it. I made the sacrifices, I dedicated my time and energy to achieve those things, and that's how I achieved my goals. So if you are honest with yourself and you ask yourself those questions and you look at your goals and the things that you had to do, and you say, hey, I'm willing to make those sacrifices, I'm willing to give the time, I'm willing to do those things, then maybe you would achieve the goals that you set out to achieve too. Alright, I think that's all the time we have for today. I hope this video helps you understand the truth behind goal setting, that there's two parts to it. It's not just what you want, there's also the second part, which is what are you prepared to do to get what you want. Okay, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, if you like what you're watching, remember to smash the like button. Feel free to share this video with people that you think will benefit from this video. And as always, I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care.